Hey guys, Laura with Garden Answer. Tonight I'm working on putting together a miniature farm-themed garden. Our local FFA is having their annual banquet soon, and FFA stands for Future Farmers of America. So I thought a farm-themed garden would be super appropriate, and myfairygardens.com just sent us a bunch of farm-themed miniatures. So that's what I'm going to do tonight, and I'm going to be using a lot of houseplants in this one. We were recently asked if we've ever put together a fairy garden with houseplants, and I haven't for a video. So we're going to do that tonight. I'm not sure which ones I'm going to use yet, so I'll talk about those later. I've got a bunch of them sitting on the ground right here, so I have some to choose from. I got this crate at Joann Fabrics. I thought it would be super cute for a farm garden, and the first thing I'm going to do is line it with burlap. You can get burlap at your local craft store or check with your nursery. That's where I get all of mine. We get all of our concrete packed in these burlap bags, so I just reuse them. Sorry if it's super noisy. We're at the nursery where I work right now, and it's like rush hour traffic down here, so tons of noisy trucks. Well, I have a pair of scissors that are a winner. Jeez. This one still has coffee beans. Only the tip of the scissors is working. Now I'm going to line it with a couple pieces of really heavy-duty plastic, and this will help keep the moisture in the soil from touching the wood of the crate, so the crate doesn't fall apart. Before I fill this with soil to weight all of these things down before I trim it up, I'm going to go ahead and poke a few drainage holes in the bottom so that we keep our plants happy. This is just regular potting soil. Now I'll trim the extra burlap and plastic. These scissors suck. They're going in the garbage right when I'm done. Looks pretty good. Come see. Oh yeah. This next part is the best part. I'm just going to work on filling it up with plants and my cute farm pieces. I'll probably put stuff in and take it out and mess with it until I like the way it looks. Starting with my Aralias. These kind of look like little mini trees if you separate them, like a little grove of trees. Now a lemon cypress. Little asparagus fern. Now I'm going to tuck in this really cute mini African violet right here, and I'm going to leave it in its container so that it doesn't soak up any excess moisture, because this plant does not like as much moisture as this one does. But we can get away with it by leaving it in its container. Done it many times. Another fern. Before I do anything else, I'm going to trim up the excess burlap and plastic from around the outsides. I always leave a little bit of a lip so that I don't make a mess with my soil when I'm planting. So I went and found every last pair of scissors and razor I could find, so hopefully one of these is better than my first pair of scissors. Oh yeah. I'm going to add a little bit of mood moss around the edges, and this is what it is, you guys. I get asked this a lot. Supermoss brand mood moss, and I love it because it comes out in really natural big chunks, and it can hide a lot of this, you know, the mechanics of the planters. So I'm just going to tuck a few pieces in around to hide some of the burlap. One more violet for a little extra color. This leaf is cramping my style. I'm going to take it out. There, now the fern has lots of room. Okay peeps, it is all done, and I think it turned out so cute. I usually don't use this many pieces, it's a little bit busy, but I wanted impact and I think I got it. Now I know I'm going to get lots of questions about how these plants are going to do, and there'll be a lot of you who are concerned, I'm sure, that the plants are not going to survive, but for care on this thing, how I would take care of it is to water it from the back. I always do that with fairy garden arrangements, and that way I don't mess up any of my stuff in the front. So I just put my spout right toward the back, and I just put in enough water to moisten the root balls and keep them happy. Of course, the African violets, if you remember, I just planted them in their own pots in the soil. So you will have to check those separately from these other plants. It'll draw a little bit from the soil, but you'll have to water them a little bit separately, but that will keep them happy. all of these plants are fairly slow growing, and this lemon cypress, even though the tag says it gets huge, these are perfect for topiaries and for small arrangements. So it takes to trimming really well. So if once it gets a little bit of bushiness going on, you can go in with scissors and trim it up. Aurelia, boy, these ones, for me anyway, in my experience, haven't grown super fast, so they will stay like this for quite a long time. And the ferns, same thing, and African violets, same thing. So they're all just gonna kind of hang out and be happy. These arrangements, these fairy gardens that I do, aren't really meant to last forever. They're just meant to be pretty and look awesome right from the beginning and last for, you know, you can get a season or two out of a fairy garden like this, but I don't expect it to last 5 years, 10 years, anything like that. I feel like there are some people who want to put something together like this and want it to just like be indefinite. It'll look like this forever. Well, that's just not the nature of gardening. That's not how things work. So this thing will need a little bit of maintenance along the way, and eventually, maybe a year down the road, these things will need to be popped out and new things put in or trimmed up, whatever. I would put an arrangement like this during the warm summer months outside on a covered patio or porch where it can be protected from the sun. Most of these things like quite a bit of shade. If I were to put it inside, it would need a little bit more bright light, so I'd put it in a bright, indirect sun spot where it's not getting beat on by the sun, but it needs to be bright so the plants don't get leggy. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like what you saw, please subscribe to our channel down below. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.